Understanding your supply chains. A supply chain is a network consisting of organizations, people, activities and information, all involved in providing a product or service to a customer. Managing a supply chain well, making sure that it is resilient to events such as sudden market or environmental changes, can make all the difference to the long-term stability and growth of your business. In this video, we will explore the importance of supply chains and how you can identify and tackle risks and vulnerabilities. There are many pressures on supply chains, rendering them susceptible to disruptive events. Examples include unexpected spikes in demand, weather events, trade frictions, and geopolitical instability, which can all impact your bottom line or worse. Having full visibility and risk planning is therefore vital to strengthening the resilience of your supply chains and running your business to meet the needs of your customer. The place to start is to map your supply chain, identifying the critical goods within your business and the impact it would have if supply of these items were to become disrupted. There are many tools to do this. For example, you could use a Kralich matrix and categorize items in terms of profit impact against supply risk. Those items with a high profit impact combined with a high supply risk are the most important ones to focus on initially. Once you have identified these strategic items, it's time to consider how vulnerable they are to supply chain shocks. You'll need to assess them against the following criteria. Supply. You can think of this as the vulnerability of goods to domestic and international events and subsequent changes to their accessibility. Receive is the ability to receive and store goods from domestic and international suppliers and the time frame required to do so. Make. Consider the ability to produce and/or substitute the finished product. Store. This is about being able to store and access a buffer of your finished product. Deliver. What opportunities do you have to maintain or ramp up delivery logistics? Return. What measures do you have in place to facilitate reverse logistics, disposal and recycling? Once you have mapped out the vulnerabilities, you'll need to do a risk assessment and categorize it into likelihood versus consequence, which will highlight the severity of the potential impact. Doing this will help you to identify any actions you may need to take to lessen or remove the impact of a disruptive event. Actions you might therefore take are diversification. Through broadening your supply chain, for example, new suppliers in different locations, or understanding your transport options should a regular trade route become blocked. Partnerships. By collaborating with complementary industry or business. Stockpiling and surge capacity. Can you create strategic reserves of critical goods to strengthen the resilience of your supply chain? Onshoring. You might identify opportunities to expand or procure domestic manufacturing capacity where necessary. Demand management. You could identify whether there are levers that could be used to manage your demand for the product. For example, if there are substitutes or alternatives, innovation or circularity. Now that you have gone through the first 3 steps, we recommend putting in place an implementation timeline, a process owner, and a regular review period to maintain the resilience as global events change. There is no one-size-fits-all method of creating resilience in a supply chain, so the concepts we have introduced in this video will help you to identify measures that best suit your business. You can find further tools and helpful information in the links below.